Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
How are you?
You have 7 minutes.
10, I think.
I am impressed.
The only reason I'm here to stop this and your wild behavior.
MPs and political leaders, things like that.
Hey!
Oh hey,
Hey, Mama.
You forgot your laptop at the office.
What are you talking about?
You will never see Samuel again.
The film opens with Romy Mathis wrapping up an intimate moment with her husband Jacob. Once he falls asleep, she settles in and watches an adult video, indulging in her own pleasure until she reaches satisfaction. Romy is the CEO of Tensile Automation, a leading tech company in Manhattan, while Jacob works as a theater director. Together, they have 2 daughters, Isabel and Nora. Romy's trusted assistant, Esme, helps manage her demanding schedule. On her way to work one morning, Romy notices a dog darting toward her. Just as it nears, a young man named Samuel calls it back, stopping it in its tracks with a well-timed treat. Later, Romy meets with a new group of interns. Among them is Samuel. He takes an immediate interest in her, engaging her in conversation whenever possible. Romy, despite herself, finds him intriguing. Their interactions grow more frequent, culminating in a Christmas party attended by Esme and Romy's family, where she and Samuel spend more time together. Samuel chooses Romy as his mentor and, during a private meeting, pushes her with personal questions. Their conversation escalates into a moment of unexpected intimacy when she kisses him, though she quickly seems to regret it. Undeterred, Samuel continues seeking her attention, going so far as to order her a glass of milk at a bar while she dines with colleagues. Soon after, he sends her a request to meet him at his hotel room. Despite her reservations, Romy goes to see him, intending to set boundaries. She warns Samuel that their interactions are inappropriate and that their dynamic could be misconstrued as an abuse of power. But Samuel counters, asserting that he holds power over her instead. One call from him could put her in serious trouble. Under his influence, Romy eventually gives in, surrendering to his demands. He begins pleasuring her, mirroring a scene from an adult film she secretly enjoys. Overwhelmed, she reaches her peak, but is left in tears. Their affair intensifies, unfolding in secrecy as Romy submits to Samuel's dominance. At home, her frustrations with her husband Jacob grow more apparent, culminating in her blunt confession that she has never experienced real satisfaction with him. Meanwhile, she takes note of her daughter Isabel's budding relationship with a neighbor girl, a revelation Romy acknowledges without objection. Samuel begins testing the limits of his relationship with Romy when he unexpectedly shows up at her home under the pretense of returning her work computer. There, he meets Jacob and the girls, a move Romy sees as a blatant overstep. Disturbed by his audacity, she ends things between them. But Samuel reacts with sulking anger, his mood shifting in a way that unsettles her, ultimately coercing her into soothing his temper. Later, on a rooftop, Samuel escalates the tension by threatening to cut off contact and expose their affair to the higher-ups. When Romy later seeks him out at his bartending job in an attempt to talk, he pointedly ignores her. Eventually, they reconnect in private, where the affair resumes, Samuel asserting his control by calling her Babygirl. As their encounters grow more intense, they meet up at a nightclub, indulging further in their secret dynamic. But Samuel pushes boundaries once again when he attends Nora's birthday party alongside Esme. His involvement with Esme becomes a point of contention between him and Romy, nearly exposing their own entanglement. In time, Esme pieces things together and, without directly stating it, makes it clear that unless Romy finds a way to benefit her, she won't keep quiet. Overcome with guilt and mounting stress, Romy finally confesses everything to Jacob. Not just the affair, but the intrusive, inappropriate thoughts she's harbored for years. Thoughts that have long made her feel broken. Jacob erupts, furious not only at her betrayal, but at her failure to consider the impact on their daughters. His anger is raw, unforgiving. He orders her to leave. With nowhere else to go, Romy retreats to their country house, only to find Samuel already there, lounging in the pool. They share one final encounter, but this time, Romy is resolute. She's done. Before she can fully walk away, Jacob arrives and upon seeing them together, lashes out. A brief but heated fight erupts between him and Samuel, with Romy desperately trying to break them apart. The chaos halts when Jacob suddenly experiences a panic attack. To Romy's surprise, it's Samuel who steps in, grounding Jacob through the episode. Once he recovers, Samuel quietly takes his leave. Romy and Jacob spend time apart, giving each other space to heal. Eventually, Isabel approaches her mother, urging her to come home. She tells Romy that her father still needs her, and that, in time, he may find it in himself to forgive her. Moved by her daughter's words, Romy goes to the theater where Jacob works and offers him a heartfelt apology. To her relief, Jacob accepts it, marking the first step toward reconciliation. At work, Esme has been promoted to junior coordinator and openly praises Romy as her inspiration. One afternoon, an older subordinate enters Romy's office, casually mentioning that Samuel has taken a job in Japan, implying that Romy had a hand in his departure. Using this as leverage, he attempts to proposition her, inviting her for drinks at his place under the pretense of a power play. But Romy is no longer the woman she once was. She meets his gaze, unshaken, and tells him she isn't afraid of whatever he might say or do. Then, with cold authority, she orders him to get out of her office. Later, at home, Romy and Jacob act out a scene from the film she's always been drawn to. As the moment unfolds, Samuel briefly flickers in her mind, one last ghost of what was. Then at last, Jacob pulls her fully into the present, giving her the satisfaction she's long craved. A slow, satisfied smile spreads across her face.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.